Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Pittsburgh Steelers star criticizes Cleveland over rumors. The Pittsburgh Steelers are coming off another winning season under head coach Mike Tomlin. After starting the season 7-4, the Steelers proceeded to lose 3 in a row. With postseason hopes dimming, Tomlin and his staff rallied to win the final 3 and clinch a playoff berth. The Steelers finished with a record of 10-7 as the 6th seed in the AFC. The Steelers' playoff run did not last too long as they were eliminated in the first round by the Buffalo Bills. Mike Tomlin has been the head coach of the Steelers for 17 seasons and has never suffered a losing record. Tomlin is 14th all-time in win percentage of coaches with at least 100 games. Tomlin has been deemed a great players coach and has proven to keep his team well motivated. Tomlin recently agreed to a 3-year contract extension through the 2027 season. Tomlin's success has not always been easy, with countless hiccups and issues occurring. This past season, Tomlin and the Steelers decided to part ways with offensive coordinator Matt Canada. Canada served in said role for 3 seasons before he was fired in late November of 2023. Canada's offense struggled his entire tenure in Pittsburgh. Under his helm, the Steelers never accrued 400 yards in a single game. This offseason, the Steelers decided to hire former Atlanta Falcons head coach Arthur Smith to fill the offensive coordinator role. Arthur Smith had a lack of success as the Falcons head coach, only lasting 3 seasons, with no improvement in Atlanta. Before Smith was in Atlanta, he served as the play caller with the Tennessee Titans, where he excelled. The Steelers also made changes to the quarterback room this offseason by trading former first-round pick Kenny Pickett to the Eagles. Pickett was drafted 20th overall in the 2022 NFL Draft by the Steelers to come in and replace Ben Roethlisberger as the franchise signal caller. Pickett only lasted 2 seasons in Pittsburgh, starting 24 games, and only throwing 13 touchdown passes with 13 interceptions. Pittsburgh signed former Seahawks and Broncos quarterback Russell Wilson to a veteran minimum deal. Along with signing Wilson, the Steelers made a trade for former Chicago Bears starting quarterback Justin Fields. Wilson and Fields are expected to compete for the starting job over the next couple of months. Cameron Heyward has spent his entire 13-year career with the Pittsburgh Steelers, accumulating 6 Pro Bowls and 3 All-Pro honors. Heyward, heading down the home stretch portion of his career, is an unrestricted free agent after the 2024 season. With his time in Pittsburgh potentially ending, fans begin to speculate where Heyward could end up. I have talked to my wife, Allie, and we know the reality, and we have had those talks, and she said it could be fun to play somewhere else, Heyward told The Athletic. Heyward, during an online Q&A, shut down any potential rumors suggesting him going to the Browns. "Bro, I ain't going to Cleveland. My wife about threw up when she saw the report. It was a joke in passing," Heyward said in a tweet on June 20th. If Heyward is going to leave Pittsburgh, it doesn't sound like Cleveland is an option. Steelers A to Z, Zach Frazier will make his case at camp to be rookie starter at center. The past, a 4-year starter, 3-season captain and 2-time All-American, Frazier had quite the college resume at West Virginia. The 6'3", 310-pound native of the Mountain State was generally regarded among the top centers available in this past spring's draft, and the Steelers were eager to take him after releasing their 2-year starter at the position, Mason Cole. A 3-time All-Academic Big 12 selection, Frazier was picked 51st overall. According to Pro Football Focus, Frazier did not allow a sack and allowed just 6 pressures over 328 pass-blocking snaps in 2023. He was charged with 5 sacks over 1,627 career pass block snaps. In PFF's subjective grading, Frazier was the 7th best overall center in the Power 5 conferences last season, 4th in pass blocking. 2024 Outlook, Frazier spent organized team activities and minicamp as the second-team center behind veteran Nate Herbig. One of the upcoming training camp's major storylines is if Frazier can ascend to starter by the opening of the regular season. The most recent time the Steelers drafted a center with at least as premium a pick, it was Maurkice Pouncey in 2010. Pouncey was taking first-team reps by the first practice of training camp, and that was with a 2-year returning starter at center who'd won a Super Bowl with the team in Justin Hartwig. But Herbig is no pushover. And the Steelers more often default to veterans early on for a rookie. Herbig spent last season as the primary backup at all interior line positions, and he made 2 starts. But those were at right guard. He has never played a full game at center over 5 NFL seasons. Make no mistake. The Steelers drafted Frazier with the intention he will start. But that doesn't mean the 4-time state high school wrestling champion won't have to earn it. With Frazier's experience, power, and football IQ, there's no reason he can't. But Frazier was not a perfect prospect, so nothing is assured, at least not immediately. His status will be tracked throughout camp and preseason games. Sorry Pittsburgh Steelers fans, Brandon Aiyuk appears to favor the Washington Commanders as a trade target. The Pittsburgh Steelers have been heavily linked as one of the best trade suitors for the San Francisco 49ers if Brandon Aiyuk is traded this offseason. The Steelers desperately need receivers this offseason after trading away Deontay Johnson to the Carolina Panthers. However, Aiyuk appears to have a clear preference for the Washington Commanders after a report by ESPN's Ryan Clark became public on Monday. The Steelers' troubles at receiver were well documented during OTAs. George Pickens is the clear number 1 target. But the battle for the WR2 spot is going on between players that would fetch a WR3 or WR4 spot on many NFL rosters. Aiyuk would immediately elevate an offense desperate to take advantage of having Russell Wilson play on the veteran minimum this season. As previously discussed on GH, Aiyuk dropped a video on TikTok of him talking to Washington Commanders rookie quarterback Jayden Daniels about his situation in San Francisco. Just recently, Aiyuk posted a video on TikTok about his conversation with Washington Commanders Jayden Daniels and his perception that the 49ers don't want him back. In an article posted on Bleacher Report, Scott Polacek detailed what San Francisco thought of him and his future with the team. It led to speculation he was referring to the 49ers and his ongoing contract discussions, but ESPN's Adam Schefter reported the team does want him to stay. The 49ers want Aiyuk to stay for $26 million per year, not $28 million per year. The conversation on TikTok between Aiyuk and Daniels didn't mean as much last week as it does this week. Aiyuk and Daniels were teammates at Arizona State, so a conversation between 2 friends isn't a huge deal. But a pattern is emerging. Aiyuk and Daniels have been spotted together multiple times in recent days. Ryan Clark announced that Aiyuk is meeting with the 49ers on Monday. Aiyuk prefers to stay with the 49ers but is open to a trade. Clark suggested the Commanders could be Aiyuk's number 1 target should the 49ers decide to trade him, and I will tell you this, when Aiyuk sat with us, he did not walk into the room alone, Clark said on ESPN's NFL Live. First, it was Brandon Aiyuk. Second, it was Jayden Daniels. I'm not a tea leaf reader, but the way that sounds is that Brandon Aiyuk wouldn't mind playing in Washington. The Steelers aren't the only team that could use help at receiver. The Commanders are rebuilding in general manager Adam Peters' first season with Washington. Peters was hired away from the 49ers this offseason following his 3 successful seasons as their assistant general manager. He had been with the 49ers since 2017 when he was hired as their vice president of player personnel. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Brandon Aiyuk? Leave your opinion in the comments.